After reading that book, I tripled our pricing and changed the way that we positioned ourselves, and it worked within like a week or two. This is my 14th business.
How is a business going to succeed if it's not actually solving something for someone?
Right. And I think the key here is
that was awesome. That was like one of the best I could have hoped for that question. And now her video is amazing. Her sales are going up. Sometimes you just need to push them off the cliff.
absolutely.
I don't mean that literally.
Oh,
Yeah. Like,
You didn't?
no.
erase that out.
Hey everybody, my name is Christine Penergias, and this is Meredith Karcher, and this is CTRL+ALT+Evolve.
Hi, welcome to CTRL+ALT+Evolve. I'm Meredith, and this is my co-host, Christine. And today is a very special day. We have our first ever guest on our podcast. He is changing the way that we show up online, helping businesses build with video, and maybe even having a little fun while we're at it. He is the founder and CEO of A2 Media, and I'd like to welcome Ademola Adelakun to the podcast. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Hello.
We're very lucky to have you. Do you want to give us like your elevator pitch, like a little bit about you, what you do, and why it's important?
Yeah, for sure. So the way I like to explain it is, you know how marketing teams are told to do more video,
No.
but then they don't know where to start? Yeah, exactly. No, right?
Absolutely not.
Typically, they have no idea where to start.
Yeah.
So what we do is we help them figure out what to make from top of funnel to bottom of funnel, where to distribute it, and then also we do the post-production as well. So they send their footage, and it's usually like a 3 to 5 hour commitment a month, and then we tell them the whole strategy, and they take the edited footage and run with it.
Sounds pretty cool to me.
Thank you.
Wow. So first things first, why marketing? It's really, and we all know this, a glutton for punishment type of move. So why this path?
It's just fun, honestly. I feel like some of the coolest companies out there, like I watched one of your podcasts the other day, and Liquid Death came up, right? So cringe marketing, right?
I love Liquid Death.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm a big sort of like commercial guy. So
Yeah.
if there's a really good commercial that doesn't really talk about the brand, or they do talk about the brand in a really like cool and unorthodox way, like I love that. So I see it as like something that's really cool to be a part of. And for me, I'm always like, can we push companies to think outside of the box and do something that like sticks in people's minds? So I think marketing is just super fun. I hate sales. Sorry, salespeople, but I have to do it.
Yeah.
I just think marketing is like a lot more creative in the ways that you can go with it.
It is, and
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. Maybe I'm gonna have to add a question to like my portion later where we talk about Liquid Death,
Yeah.
because like Liquid Death specifically is super cool from beginning to end,
That's
right?
right. Yeah.
So now my brain is like, but what if you're like a really boring company,
Yeah.
right? So we'll talk about that later.
And that makes me think of, it's coming up a lot, and I'm seeing the founder, and his name is escaping me right now, of Midday Squares. I'm seeing him everywhere right now. And that's another company where I'm like, what's going on? So
In a good way?
in a good way. No, in a really good way. But I want to talk about polished product videos. We've all done them. So before I get into that specifically, what's the biggest mistake or time waster that you think businesses are making right now with video?
Ooh, from like a product video standpoint specifically, I'll start there.
Start there.
I think they're feature dumping. So, hey, and also saying AI too much these days. So it's just like, hey, here are all the things that we do. And people are like, I don't understand what you are even yet. So like, why are you throwing all these features at me?
Yeah.
Right.
So I would say from a product video standpoint, that's the biggest mistake.
Yeah.
From every other video for B2B companies, I would say it's much more about the fact that they don't make the viewer the hero, right? So they come in.
That's right.
I think the best way I've heard it explained is like, you are Yoda and the viewer or the consumer is Luke Skywalker. I don't watch Star Wars, so if that's terribly rough.
That's dead on. Yeah, perfect.
So from that standpoint, a lot of companies are like, here's why we're the best. Here's why we're going to change your life sort of thing. And what they should be doing is inserting themselves in the viewer's life. Like, hey, here's how we're going to transform everything that you do.
Yeah.
And I just think that it's a big mistake to start that way, especially because there's so much content coming out, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard to it's very easy to ignore if you start company first, right? And I think that's a big mistake that a lot of companies are
I'm a
making.
huge proponent of addressing the pain point
Yes.
Yeah.
straight off.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Like I know you're having trouble with X.
Exactly.
I know how to fix X.
Right. Yeah.
Let's get together.
Exactly.
That should be the
Right.
video.
Do you run out of peanut butter on a weekly basis? Well, that's thank you again for that gift. That
You
was
should
so
mention that.
thoughtful.
Yeah.
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
I think maybe the three of us could start like a peanut butter subscription service.
I like that you mentioned pain point, but we didn't mention pain point. I think pain point is one of those corporate words too that a lot of clients are kind of like, oh, pain point, problem solving. So I like that we're saying it in normal, like everyday
Like
type
not
language.
marketing speak,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
actually
yeah.
cool conversation.
That's
what you're for.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's important, right? Like, I mean, how do you have a business? How is a business going to succeed if it's not actually solving something for someone? Right.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's that pain point. It's not just B2B, it's also B2C, right?
Right.
It's one of those things. And speaking of like really bad, like words, transformative, meeting at the intersection.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Or no-nos.
Synergy.
What about ethos? Ethos. I was trying to make ethos happen. It's not going to
Do
happen.
not make ethos happen. Ethos is just not happening.
All right, so we don't want to do, or maybe it's not a good idea to do these polished product videos, but how are you going to convince a brand, especially a really corporate brand, that rough is going to convert?
I think it depends where you put these polished videos. I think at bottom of funnel, sure. Like
Yeah.
you're trying to impress the person that's already like almost ready to buy
Sure.
it. But at the top where no one knows who you are, like you need sort of that like testing period where the videos are a bit rougher to get people interested in what you're doing. But then I feel like if someone's like, hey, like I just need to know what features this company has, that's the time to introduce like a product overview video or something that talks about you more.
Yeah.
Right at the bottom. So
Yeah, I like the idea of like the rougher because of that. Like,
Yep.
I'm going to use words that I hate using.
I know what you're going to say.
It's going to hurt. But authenticity and engagement.
Deep breaths.
I got it. But like, I mean, that's really important. Like that connection.
Yeah.
If it's not there, it's boring. Right? Like we're conversing because we're engaging. And
Right.
like, I find you an engaging person.
Same to you too.
I think you find me an engaging person. Meredith is always engaging, so like that's cool. But like that's important, right? So if you don't have that, you're not gonna gain the interest of like the person on the other side, right?
Right.
So like, yeah, that slight roughness I think is really important.
Yeah, I think most people want to feel these days they're just talking to their friend. And if you can nail that and also join the conversation in their head, like a lot of good hooks for video are things that are just thoughts that people have had, right?
Right.
So I feel like starting there or with a pain point, as we
Right.
mentioned earlier,
Well,
is
it's
just
the
really
same,
good.
right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
what happens when I put a fork in a microwave?
That is a great hook right there.
That's pretty good.
That's someone's right in the thought right there. So like being able to understand and that goes back to SEO too, but a discussion for another day, obviously. But like, that's what people are searching. That's your title. That's your content.
Yeah.
Yep. Agree. Yeah. All right. So what about people that know that they need to do video or companies, but nobody wants to do the video or they're camera shy? Where do they start?
Ooh.
Great question.
Yep.
I would say start with incentivizing people internally to do it, right? If that doesn't work, then you need to hire actors or someone that will stay with you long term, like a content creator. And I think the key here is working with them for an extended period of time, not like on a one-off. So I know before this started, we were talking about influencer marketing, which sure we'll get into. But in those cases, it's typically good for them to just like find someone that will stick around for a long time that people will see as the face, and then like make content with them.
Yeah, those are the conversations that I've had with clients. Exactly, like to the T. Except in a situation where I forced someone to take video. Literally. Well, because we were sitting there, we were talking about video. I'm like, no, you have to do it. This is specific. Like, your brand specifically needs video.
Right.
Right. And they're like, no, I don't know if I could do it. So I just picked up my phone. I launched a live, and I'm like, look, there you are. You're on video. And she's like, well, I'm like, say hello. And She's like, oh God. And I'm like, this is so-and-so from X company. She's the founder. This is why you need to know her.
Right.
And that push really got her into doing what she needed to do. And now her video is amazing. Her viewership is large. Her sales are going up. So like, it just, sometimes you just need to push them off the cliff.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't mean that literally.
Oh,
Yeah. Like,
You didn't?
no. Although the thought has crossed my mind.
erase that out.
Yeah, just
For people who are nervous and they want to do it,
Yeah.
where I typically tell them to start is set up a camera and just have a conversation with your friend off screen. Like, and then just talk about 10 questions that are important to your brand or important for customers to know, and then cut that into clips. And once you see the magic of post-production, you won't have a problem being on video again because you just had a conversation and it was turned into content that's usable for your brand.
that's how I started.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Literally, like I had like the camera and had someone asking the questions on the other end.
Right.
And I was answering the questions and then like we cut out her asking the questions and here I am just like talking to a camera.
Yeah.
Right. And it turned
Yeah.
out to be a great video. And so I love that. That's like some of the best advice for like the nervous participant.
I'm done. Like, I'm just thinking about this now, but I watch a lot of reality TV, and these people are prompted by questions. You think they're natural on camera,
No.
but they're prompted, and
Yeah.
obviously the editors are mean and a lot of TV.
Yeah.
But if you hire a good editor, I'm sure they'll make you look great.
And I think
That's the
that's
important
really
thing.
like when we were lucky to have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
We have like Fahim here, who's like amazing post production.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he
work.
definitely cuts out every time I pick my nose.
Wow. Okay. Moving on.
Just joking. Maybe he cut that out. Oh, so
One of my favorite pieces of content from you is the roast yourself on ChatGPT video. I love that. I still watch it. I shared it with Christine, with Christine, and it just makes me laugh every time. So I have to ask, self-deprecation as a marketing strategy. I mean, how do you get there?
no.
Yeah, just joking.
I feel like it requires balance, right? So there is a world in which you can devalue what you do and how awesome your brand is if you do it too often.
Yep.
But I think it's important because it just shows that you don't take yourself too seriously. And,
Right.
Yes.
I hear all the time like, hey, we can't launch this piece of content because it will not let people take us seriously, that sort of thing, or people won't take us seriously for that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think the line is much further away than you think. So start with something that like shows that you're also human, H2H, right?
Always. Right.
And I think you'll be fine and you'll find that line. So I think self-deprecation is good. I think there's a balance to it, but like it shouldn't be your only form of marketing. Like Ryanair, for instance, is really good at that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they show their value, even though
Right.
I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
Okay, thanks.
I'm getting better at stopping myself. I don't know if anybody's noticed. I think like brands like that who understand the need to not take yourself seriously 24/7 are the brands that are going to get better engagement, that are going to introduce new people to their product. And then when people see the actual value, perceived or otherwise, of their product, right, they're more likely to buy and maybe even become a loyal member of their brand community, right? And I also understand the deprecation to the point where like you devalue your brand.
Right.
Not good, right? We don't want to do that because like, especially for you, for me, for Meredith and other people who work in marketing, our expertise is key and our experiences are key. So like, sure, I do the self-deprecation.
Does.
But 9 times out of 10, it's not about my experience or my value as a marketer. It's mostly related to like me, right? And sometimes it's fun. Actually, no. It is funny when I make fun of myself because it's like kind of true, but kind of not true. Do you know what I mean? And I think people find that funny. I think that
It's
I find it
relatable.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's relatable.
relatable.
Maybe not
Yeah.
funny. Okay, relatable.
Yeah.
I'll go relatable.
Yeah. Funny. Yeah.
And I find that people are more likely to get to know me,
Right.
work with me, talk
Right.
to me,
Right.
be a podcast guest, be a podcast host, co-host.
Yeah.
because of that part of my personality, right?
It
And
shines
then,
through.
yeah, and I think when they see my actual experience, like when we have like those my voice changes when we're talking like serious. Like I don't know why that happens. It's not puberty, I promise. But
I never experienced that, so I wouldn't.
yeah, no, but like when I go from like happy-go-lucky, this octave, and then we start talking business, it's like, look, this is what you need to do. This is
Yeah.
how it's going to work. It's a very clear differentiation in terms of how I'm engaging with you.
Yeah.
And I think people appreciate that because they know the joke has ended, the work has started.
Right.
And I think brands can do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's just,
Yeah. Yeah.
and knowing when too much is too much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I have to ask like an obligatory ChatGPT question.
Right.
Do you use it?
Yeah, I use it.
Do you use it during work?
Of course.
What do
yeah.
you use it for?
I use it to refine ideas that I have. So at the beginning, when ChatGPT was in its infancy, I was like, "This is stupid. Like, it doesn't know." Yeah, I'm like, they're not awful, right? And I tested it out so much that I started relying on it, even though it was stupid, and prompting it enough times where I'm like, okay, maybe I can create something that's a 6 out of 10, and then take it from there.
Right.
But what started to happen was my creative mind started to atrophy. So I was like, you know what? My rule now is you have to have some form of an idea or, don't use ChatGPT at all. So use it to refine, not to start. And then also for planning and organization. So if there are things that I have where I'm like, hey, like this is a scattered idea, I use it to kind of like help me put it into steps and then present that to clients sort of thing.
Yeah, that wasn't like a nuclear bomb going off. Oh, Alexis May just got pushed, but you did really good, like working right through that. I'm so impressed. Because me, I'm like, what is that? Right away.
Squirrel. Yeah.
It's the ADD. I can't help myself.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that because we've still got, in my mind, we still have kind of two camps. People that are kind of like, no, I'll never use it and it's the worst. And then people who use it.
Yeah.
What is your most surprising use case? What have you used it for where it's just shocked you in a good way?
That's going to be a tough one.
I guess synthesis, right? So like for me, I have a lot of YouTube channels and creators that I am really like look up to. And when I told it all of these channels that I'm subscribed to and the ones that I like, it was able to say like, hey, here are the themes, here's the voices that you enjoy and the commonalities between all of them.
Yeah.
And it gave me like a blueprint for how to sound more like these channels.
Oh,
And I was like, okay. That's pretty sweet. It's also a really good language teacher, but that's
really?
Yeah, it's really good, especially like the voice prompting. It's really good. Yeah.
I haven't used it for that, but I like that synthesis.
Yeah.
I'll have to try that.
Did you just use the word synthesis?
No. Yeah.
There needs to be like a podcast 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not use.
It'll need to be updated.
Yeah, and then
pretty frequently though.
Polite when we start to do.
Who's like
I'm sorry, I digress. Oh, hurry.
All right.
What a great segue.
And now,
I gotta stop laughing. Give me a day.
take a moment.
Getting down to business.
Yes.
Everybody's always like, oh, you have to be different. Oh, you need to be different. You got to do something different. It's all about being different. That's the only way to like get new viewership or get new sales, right? But like, how can businesses find what nobody else is doing? And really, does it have to be something that nobody else is doing? Do we really need to reinvent the wheel?
No, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. I feel like take ideas that you really like and make them 5 to 10% better. Or if you're not really down to be different, just be useful. So if you know what people are looking for and you can speak to that, that's fine. Like you don't need to do more than that. Just make sure you're constantly being useful and what you have to offer actually makes a difference.
Yeah, you know what? I like that. I like especially what you said about just be useful. Right? Because that's all you really need to be.
Yeah.
I'm not a proponent of being different. Well, I don't know if that's because I am different, like in many ways. Or if it's just because, that just is too much work.
Yeah, trying too hard.
Yeah, it's like-
That's what I see is people just go from one extreme to the other.
Right.
So, and if you can just be useful.
Right.
Just
Yep.
yeah.
Be useful.
yeah.
That was
good advice.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was
Thank
like
you.
one of the best
Put it
answers
on a t-shirt.
I could have hoped for that question.
I appreciate that.
Now this one will be fun. What is the absolute dumbest piece of advice you hear about standing out on video?
Yep. Don't name names, or maybe name names.
Name and shame.
Maybe.
No, don't.
No, don't.
Actually, you know what? Yes, name and shame. You want to know why?
Why?
Because they need to know that they need to fix it.
No, I don't want to get a copyright. That's
That's not a copyright. It's just an opinion.
Fahim's.
Fahim's okay with it. He's like, you guys are gonna get tons of views.
I'll do two things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number one is a dumb opinion that I think is too like out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the dumbest piece of advice would be, I don't know if people actually say it, but I find a lot of people put themselves in like life danger situations, right? And I'm like, sure, you'll get the views, but at what cost, right?
Your life.
Yeah.
So I guess I started with the, but then the opinion side is like, you have to go viral to be effective.
Why did you people not understand?
I know.
Okay.
No.
That is one of the 10 commandments. Thou shalt not use the word viral in any of your conversations to do with
Right.
strategy, marketing, or video.
Yeah.
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 What the hell is wrong with people?
I don't know. It's just they want the eyes, they want the traffic, but no one tells the story after. In most
Right.
cases, that doesn't really convert into anything because it's a bunch of people that should not have even come across your brand in the first place. And they're like, okay, that was a cool moment. And then they move on with their lives, right?
And even then, like, they remember the whatever it is that caused that video to become viral,
Right.
but not the brand.
Yes.
Because they're always like, what was that? Do you remember that? It was a commercial.
Yeah.
And it had, like, do you remember who that was?
I know who you're referencing. I think
Yeah.
because I watched so much of your content. You're referencing Solo Stove, and I'll tell you something. I bought a Solo Stove
No way it worked.
because of that commercial.
That CMO should not have been.
Yeah,
What
I'm like
is a Solo
the anomaly,
Stove?
the long tail, like on the outskirt of the bell curve there. Because
right.
I
Yeah.
bought one. Yeah,
What is it?
I just like Snoop Dogg. I don't know.
No, but what's a solo stove?
Oh, it's this. It's a fireplace.
Yeah.
It's like an outdoor fireplace.
Oh, okay, I know
but
what you're talking
there's
about.
no smoke.
Yeah. My neighbor has one of
Yeah,
those, and
yeah.
like it's awesome.
Yeah.
And like he does, like you can cook on it too, right? Is that one of those?
I didn't know that.
I don't know.
Maybe it's a different one. So maybe he has a
Yeah.
different one.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he has one of these crazy like fire pit things.
Yep.
No smoke,
Yep, no smoke.
but like also like he cooks on it, and it's like
I don't know if I would do that, but I did. We did get one, and but we got it on points. So there's that. So there's these layers, right? Yeah.
cool. Well, that's neat.
I love
Sorry to sidebar.
You made a sale. You should get a percentage from Solo Stove. Please do reach out to Snoop Dogg and be like, my friend.
Yeah. Hey, girls, I want to
Give
wear
me some money. I'm sure Snoop Dogg will take that. Like,
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
you are now a Solo Stove influencer,
Yeah. One sale.
Just-
100%. Close rate.
Pretty nice.
which is probably better than Kim Kardashian any day. All right, so like this was a question that I found, like when I was telling Meredith about it, I found was like really challenging, right? Because like let's say a small business is trying to build their video, right? But they don't have the budget to hire you, me, Meredith, Fahim, whoever, right?
Right.
And they've been doing video now. They're trying really hard. They've been doing it for a while. And they're not finding that A, it's converting, B, it's getting any engagement, it's building their funnel whatsoever. This obviously, like to someone like you, me, and Meredith, is probably related to messaging. They haven't figured out what it is that is going to grab the attention of the viewer, right?
Right.
So if you're that little company and you don't even know what messaging is, how do you fix this problem?
You got to go outside. You got to get some help. I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of the time people
Like
are
go outside, touch grass, or like go outside and like
talk to a consultant. This one, they just
Yeah.
no. The budget thing is a big issue.
as always for small
Right.
business.
You know, I would probably in that case do a Hail Mary in the sense that like I would talk to maybe one really good consultant, like
Yeah.
spend a lot of money on an hour with them to try and figure out like what questions we should be asking, what we should be doing differently, that sort of thing.
Right.
And then use that to shift my mindset and run with that for a little while. That's probably the first thing I would do. In a lot of cases, what happens, and you know, just a guess there, I would say like their marketing is probably geared towards everyone.
Yeah, because they know who their target audience is.
Right.
They don't.
Right.
For sure.
And I find really good consultants or agencies can ask questions in a way that will make people think, oh, well, I've actually never had that thought occur to me. So maybe I need to think this way. And
Right.
that shift is worth more than anything, right?
Right.
So that's probably where I'd start. I think where most people and companies kind of fail is like they just hire like a Gen Z intern and they're like, just make content. And then it's just more noise,
Yep.
you know?
Why?
So-
Why?
Yep.
Why do they
Happens all
do
the
this? Or I always love when a potential client is like, well, my nephew.
Yeah, the napkin drawings I've received. This is a great idea. Where's that dinner?
The pushing off the cliff moment that we were discussing earlier. No, not cool. Hire someone with experience. Like make that, like take a little bit of your budget, put it towards that consultation, get the information you need,
Right.
do the pivot, and measure the results, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's amazing how good knowledge can change your life forever. Like for me, a big turning point in my own business was reading $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozy. And just the act of reading that book, I went and like tripled our pricing and changed the way that we positioned ourselves. And it worked within like a week or two. And I'm like, had I known this
Before?
years ago, this is my 14th business, then maybe some of those other businesses would have been.
You are a serial entrepreneur.
I'm trying. I'd say
Wow.
only 3 of those have seen any form of success. But
Right.
you know, the 11 others that failed, is that the right math? Yes. Then those
Math
maybe
is mathing.
Yeah, you got it.
those might have had a chance if I had the knowledge that I read in that book. And I feel like sometimes that's people too, right? So
That is a good book.
I have not read it, but I will. I will
amazing
read
book,
it.
Yeah.
We should probably also add that to the list of things
Yeah,
to do after you watch this podcast.
Yeah.
for sure.
That and How to Win Friends and Influence People. Those are books.
those are good
Yeah,
ones.
that
Yeah.
one, yes.
I also like The Tipping Point, Malcolm Gladwell.
It's on my bookshelf and I haven't read it.
It is so good.
pretty good.
And if it's the reading part, like I prefer the audiobooks just because like I can listen while I'm driving because I
Yeah.
can't physically sit and read.
Yeah.
This is a problem for me. But yeah, so like audiobooks if you can't sit and read. Okay. I can barely sit here with a wanting to jump out of my chair. For those of you who know me, you know. All right, so this one's sort of related to video, but not really, but related to Instagram.
Yeah.
And SEO and indexing.
Okay.
So Instagram is now indexing content
Right.
on their platform.
Yeah.
More than than Google ever has been. But Instagram is participating now in helping them getting that indexing information for
Right.
search, right?
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
I think it's a good move. They're probably looking at TikTok like, oh, this is already a really big search engine. What are we doing about it? Because when you watch a reel on Instagram and you go to show someone and you realize you didn't like the post or save it,
Yeah.
then it's impossible to
find again.
right? So I think it would be really helpful. I'm not I don't know too much about Instagram, I will say. Like I'm more of a YouTube and LinkedIn type of
Right,
person.
yeah.
But I think it'll be a really good move for them.
And for video creators, like even better, right? Overall for them.
Right. Because if it works similarly to YouTube, which I'm assuming the intention is, then it'll be a lot easier to find the information that you need. But I don't think, and maybe this is a controversial opinion, that they will take pull from YouTube. I think
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
I don't think they will either.
Yeah, I agree.
this is like a desperate attempt to re-engage users.
It's their
Yeah.
Hail Mary. It really is. I think they're late. I think they're so late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, as soon as like Meta took everything over, it just kind of like,
Yep. Yep.
So bad.
So like this is a meta problem, not an Instagram problem. Instagram probably would have figured it out had it not been taken over by Meta. Just saying.
agree.
But you know, the Zuck.
The Zuck.
The Zuck who sucks. But anyway. So we're seeing a move from landscape to 4 to 5, right? The 4 to 5, 4 by 5, 4 by 5. We'll call it 4 by 5 video, right?
Yeah.
So instead of landscape, it's like portrait-ish. Yeah, I guess it is portrait. So it's taking over everywhere, including LinkedIn.
Right.
People aren't posting up those like landscapes anymore. They're posting up those like 4 to 5s now.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts? Like, what do you think is driving this? Is it better than the 16 by 9? Like, what's up?
I don't think it is.
Yes, controversial answer, Eddie.
Okay.
So the reason I think 9 by 16 or 4 by 5,
Yeah.
like the TikTok style,
Yeah.
did a lot better at the beginning is because LinkedIn likes to push new features, right?
course.
TikTok
Yeah.
is already doing it. Instagram's doing it. YouTube
Let's do
Shorts,
it.
right?
Yeah.
So we're like,
Right.
let's do it.
Right.
Let's pump out a ton of views for people to encourage people to actually use it. I think the problem with short form content and that sort of content is people don't feel like you're actually an expert when they see that piece of content. And I'll explain a bit more. So when you're on Instagram or TikTok and you see someone multiple times and you're like, oh, that's the person that teaches you how to cook this, right?
Right.
You never really get to know their name. You don't know if they offer services. And you don't really learn anything about them other than they're that cooking person on TikTok, right? And you'll see the search results sort of kind of coincide with that. Like,
Right.
who's that cooking person on TikTok? Red hair, you know, that sort of thing. They'll start to describe them. With longer form content and horizontal content, it typically is longer. So 5, 30, 1 hour.
Right.
And I feel like people feel like it's more of a consultation. And they are like, hey, like I feel like I got to know this person. I spent time with them, that sort of thing. And it builds connection, right? So I think long term, the reason why it's going to be important to lean back into horizontal formats is because with AI tools out there being more used and the barrier to entry being lower, we're going to see our feeds flooded with short form content. And the same way that you ignore ads on Instagram and TikTok now.
Yes, sir.
I'm already doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
So with that said, I'm like, personal brands are going to be more important than ever.
Right.
People are going to want to spend time with real humans, which
Yeah.
you guys already know is super important.
Yeah.
And the best way to
Or were you
connect
talking
with
about a
people-
robot?
You know, all of us will.
Yeah. I knew it.
I haven't hit the singularity yet, but we're getting close.
Right? So I'll just end with this, but I think that longer form horizontal content will outshine like short form 9 by 16 content.
That was the best question ever.
It really was.
I like,
Yeah, kudos
so
to you. Yeah, that was
good. Yeah.
awesome.
right?
Yeah.
Aren't you
That was
happy I
good.
didn't tell you what I was going to ask you
Yeah.
beforehand?
I am.
It's like, this is like, and your responses, like, the best.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
All right, so like we're gonna hit something called the authenticity segment.
Hell yeah.
It's your favorite
Oh,
word.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No more swearing.
The word that I hate the most, right? So like I'm gonna say something, and like this is gonna, jeez. All right, so we always talk about authenticity, right? We always talk about it. Everybody talks about it. Be
Yeah.
authentic. This,
Be
that.
genuine.
I think it's fake. I think authenticity is fake. Fight me, prove me wrong. I'm sorry, microphone. Or don't prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
I think the ways in which most brands and people express their authenticity is fake.
Yes.
Because they're looking at other people and being like, I want to be that.
Right.
And I'll spin up my own version of that.
Right.
And spinning up a version of something that already exists.
Yeah.
not
Never really go
original,
with
it's
the
not
original.
authentic.
Yeah.
Yep.
I find a really good marker of whether you're being authentic or not is like how drained do you feel after you've made that piece of content? Like if you feel like you need to go to sleep or like you can't do anything else for the rest of the day, there's a good chance. It's not the best. It's not the only indicator, but there's a good chance that like it's draining you of energy because it's not right for you, right? So if you're being authentic to your own voice, your brand, like I know I'm gonna walk away from this conversation today energized, right? So being myself,
Right.
we're all being ourselves.
Yeah.
But I think that's the main problem. You're looking at other people and and you're saying, okay, I want to be my version of that, and that's not you being you at all, right? So
I love that. I'm just exhausted all the time. Like, and I mean that from like, not because like I'm not engaged, like energized after like really great conversations. I don't know what it is. It's because I'm an introvert. I know people don't believe me when I say this, but any human interaction drains me. And so the more interaction, the more drained I am at the end of it. So like I'm just like done. I don't want to do anything. Like after our recordings, I'm just like literally
I feel like that's different though. I feel like you pour yourself into this, and that to me is different than a brand saying, well, I saw a Liquid Death's thing and I want to do that. I feel like you pour yourself into your whole self into this, and I love that.
I feel like Liquid Death owes us money now. We've mentioned that like 30 times.
Please send us a case of something.
But yeah, like I good. I'm glad. I'm happy that you think that
Yeah, I'm
too,
glad that
because
you
like
said that. Yeah.
I'm always tired of hearing people say, "Oh, be authentic."
I don't even like the word
Like,
anymore.
what does that even mean
Yeah,
now?
I know.
Right? Like
I know. It's just watered down.
it is.
So,
like at
yeah.
some point, I think it meant something. I think at the beginning of like social media, like early Twitter days, right? Like
It's X now.
I think, yeah, I will never call it X. I hate Elon. Anyway.
Oh gosh.
So everything that you're not supposed to do on a podcast, like defame and like denigrate other brands, unfortunately, is something that I'm not very good at.
well, my hope is that all the people that you talked about today will see this.
Yes, if Elon watches this,
Way to spin it.
we really don't like you. All right. But yeah, like early Twitter days, pre-X.
Yep.
So I guess like we've moved from going like BCE AD to like pre-X, post-X. Like I think that's where we are in our like civilization at this point. I think like at that very beginning point, authenticity, when we said it, it meant something.
Yeah.
Now I feel like it means nothing. I just think it's another like empty marketing terminology that people use, and I'm sick of it. So just wanted to say that.
Agree.
100%.
Agree.
Yeah.
So like we talked about like bad advice, stupid advice that others have given. What is one piece of advice that you would give to all business owners about video, regardless of whether it's like a huge brand or small business, and you can't say authentic or post often?
Okay.
Haha.
I wasn't going to say either of those things, but I was trying to figure out a way to weave it in to annoy you.
Based on our conversation so far, I don't think you were going to say either of those things, but I think it was a caveat.
Too good.
So what piece of advice would I give to small businesses and businesses in general? I would say know your customers really well. And I feel like that's overused, but you should know them like they're your best friend, and you should talk to them like they're your best friend.
Right.
What language does your best friend use? What do they like? What do they not like? Where do they spend most of their time? I feel like the research phase for a lot of companies is lacking, and they'll have this like ideal customer profile or this avatar that's just so wrong because they haven't spoken to anyone, right? So if you really know your customers and the people you're trying to serve, you would have a better picture and your marketing would have a better shot at working. So you need to go out and talk to people. I say minimum like 100 people, minimum.
I love that actually.
Nice.
So like, and I think a great way to do that would be like someone has recently purchased something.
Yeah.
Give them a mini questionnaire.
Right,
What did you
exactly.
like? What didn't you like? You know, not all of these, and don't make every question required.
Yeah.
Right, because they're gonna get mad and then not answer them.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
So like, say optional. Like, where do you live? How much do you make?
Right.
What things do you consider as hobbies? What kind of car do you drive? What kind of car do you wish you drove? Like get to know who they really are.
Absolutely.
Because then you know how to sell to them, right? Like it just, I think I love that. I love that advice. I think that's amazing. Spending more time on researching who the ideal end user customer is.
Yes. Yeah.
Brilliant for me. I love that.
Sorry, I just wanted to add one more thing.
Yeah.
That's give them an incentive for answering these questions, obviously.
Yeah.
That'll make it a lot easier. And then also if people are saying positive things all the time and you have a sales team, talk to your sales team or take their sales transcripts and synthesize those.
Right.
I said it again.
You did. You
Yeah,
did.
but in a different way. That's not,
like that
that's
way.
not marketing speak.
Yeah.
That's like technological city.
Yeah.
Was in
action.
But we can keep that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll start to pull out themes of like what people are concerned about, you know, the questions they have. What I like to say to people is if you have a map of everything that your customer needs to believe before purchasing from you, you usually will win, right? So,
I think so too. And actually, just to that point, the incentivification, right, which is like super important because like the people who might not have participated in said survey will,
yeah, right.
right? And you hopefully you know at least a little bit of your customer knowing what to incentivize with, right? So that would help. But yeah, I think that's amazing. And I keep hitting this poor microphone. I'm sorry. Microphone abuse is rampant on this podcast. I need to like really consider that. But yeah, so I think that's really important. And then you said something else about we were talking about incentivification and then
Sales teams?
sales teams. Yes, that super important. Like know what they are hearing because they're going to get the good, bad, and the ugly, right? Like the sales team, they're front line.
Right.
They're going to hear everything.
Right.
So like get that from them. It's a less expensive way to do things, but also like it's real. Like you're going to get the nitty gritty, right? You're going to get the fine details, especially if someone's already used the product, they're calling back, they're like, hey, I like this, I didn't like that.
Right.
So like that's what's going to help you fine tune everything, I think. So that's brilliant.
Thank you.
Okay, so like here's another one of these like really crazy questions.
Yeah.
Do you think vanity metrics count at all? Ouch.
They're good for dopamine. I mean,
That's a
that
good
motivates
answer.
people, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, they're not
Yeah.
they're not they're useless, but they're not useless. You get what I'm saying? I think people look at all the wrong things.
Right.
Um,
Agree.
Likes, views.
Yep,
You know,
100%.
and
Agree.
I'm just like, you know, as long as you feel good about what you did and you're going to continue working, cool. But like, let's look at the real stuff.
Yep.
That was a moment. Okay, so let's say someone says, you know, but the likes and those vanity metrics help to get more viewership of that video,
Yeah.
right? Like, so are they really vanity metrics at that point, or are they still valuable?
I think they're vanity metrics if they don't have a plan on how they're going to re-engage the people that saw it the first time. So if it's like, okay, that was an isolated event where it went viral and now everything else that we put out is doing nothing, then those vanity metrics now don't matter, right?
Got it.
So-
So how are you going to capitalize on it?
Yeah, how are we gonna
after
do
it does
retargeting,
something? Like,
right?
what's your plan? Got
Exactly.
it. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What do you consider the actual successful metrics of any video, in your opinion?
I would say if an action is taken from that video, average watch time is also a big thing. So if it's higher, if people go on to, and this is a bit different, then you'd have to map it, but like if people go on to watch more content,
Right.
that's a really good sign.
Yep.
But those are the main two. Like if I could pick two, it's like, did someone take an action? Or did they understand what they needed to do after watching this video? And then did they actually watch it, right? And there's some really cool tools out there. I won't name any of them because I don't want to show favoritism.
No.
But
You'll tell us after.
I'm going to tell you, I'm here. But like there are tools that are outside of YouTube that will allow you to put a button in the video that people can click. There's interactive video tools.
Yeah.
You know, there's a bunch of cool stuff out there that will get people to move further down the funnel. And to me, that's success. Like those things. Yeah.
Agree.
I like it.
Agree.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm going to hand this over to Meredith so she can do some rapid fire questions.
Yeah.
And I am going to ask because I have seen it, and I've said that I've watched so much of your content. I also actually feel like kind of a creep. So sorry, but
She's stalking you, like for real. Like you gotta see how many messages she sent me since you came to have you on the show.
yeah,
It's been pretty funny.
discovery.
I love that. Thank you. So I feel special.
She likes to call it research. I call it stalking.
Yeah, right. So, you know, your brother, sibling rivalry, but make it content.
Right.
We won't talk too much about that, but I do want to ask: do we all need a content rival?
I think either a content rival or a collective goal are some of the best pieces of content out there. So for me, everyone knows I love my brother and I do
Yeah.
everything for him, right? And it's just fun the way that we show up because
is.
we're really good at roasting each other.
Yeah.
More so than me. Thank you. But I will say there's also something to be said for when you give people something they can participate in. So
A long time ago when they had a contest for Pitbull. I don't know why I'm talking about this, to send him to a place. And Reddit users went crazy and ended up sending him to Alaska. I don't know why. Oh my God. But I'm just like, oh my gosh. And he did such a great concert. He had like a fur
Trolls better than
coat and everything. That's like when they named the boat. They had the boat contest. Boaty McBoatface. Oh my gosh. No, sorry. I'm completely going
I
sideways.
love, like, Redditors troll better than anybody.
so
Like
good.
they are
They're so
like
good.
so good at trolling, and Canadians are really good at trolling. I don't know.
Agreed.
If you've seen an American post a stupid question
Yep.
about Canada on any platform, the answers from Canadians, like just
They're savage.
like
Yeah.
I'm there with popcorn, just here for the comments.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like they're not there for anything.
Comment sections are a whole topic, really.
I know.
For sure, for sure.
Okay.
All right, rapid fire now. Okay.
yeah, sorry.
LinkedIn or TikTok?
LinkedIn.
Gear you can't live without. I saw you got some new gear, actually.
A good light.
Nice. And then what about who should your first video be for?
Just in general. Who should your first video be?
It's rapid fire.
Be for yourself.
Nice.
Do you want me to expand a little bit?
If you want, sure.
The expansion is if you invest in yourself and do video content, you'll have the confidence to show up for your customers later.
Ooh, good answer.
I know that one hit.
I know it did. Right in the fields, right?
That got me because like as soon as he said it should be for yourself, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be. No, but you're right. You're absolutely right. It should be for yourself. I love that.
All right. Well, that is a wrap. Thank you so much, Ademola, for being here. And thank you so much to Road Crew Media Productions, my favorite, soon to be your favorite. And we will have information about where you can find Ademola in our description box and in some of our other about this episode parts. So thanks so much for tuning in to Control-Alt-Evolve, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say I didn't swear once in this episode.
That was good. No, that was really good. Yeah.
Thank you guys for having me.
No, thanks for being on. This was awesome. Thanks, good job, bud.